Here with us now is Daniel Newman. He's the CEO of Futurum. Great to see you. Alphabet is up, I think, 9 days in a row or something like that? It's the second longest stretch ever. Its longest stretch was 15 years ago. So where do you see the opportunities and where do you think things are a bit overrun?
Yeah, well, first of all, Alphabet, it's a catch-up. It's been lagging. It's been behind. I think there's some regulatory overhang. People are concerned about antitrust. They're concerned about the search business. Is it viable? Is it at risk? What happens? Does OpenAI take it over?
And by the way, it was their earnings back in, January that kind of changed the narrative around this when their search results were pretty good, right?
And they are still good. There was one period of time that they looked down just ever so slightly, and everyone's like, search is over. It's dead. Their business model is in trouble. And they had a few little hiccups with their early AI play. Everyone remembers Bard, but now their generative AI stack looks great. They're building their own infrastructure, their chips. They look really well positioned. And if I'm an investor, I'm looking at the whole situation and I'm saying, look, you're seeing Tesla's out, 100 plus,
exactly.
Forward. Google actually has all the tech.
They've got Waymo. They've got YouTube. I was
going to say YouTube's dominating TV. You see the graphic in the Journal this weekend? YouTube is becoming TV.
Yeah, same with Netflix. And yet, so here I am using ChatGPT, honestly, more like Google than ever before. But it seems like the business not only can absorb that, but have other levers to pull on.
Yeah, I really like that they've been able to be successful training their own models on their own infrastructure. I love NVIDIA. There's no secret there. But if I'm Google and I want to build a vertically integrated stack, I want to increase my margin, I want to diversify the business and have more control of my longevity, I'm really liking that. And like I said, at the price, even with the recent run-up, there's just a lot to be optimistic about. So Alphabet looks to be in really, really good shape. Like on the other side, though, Apple's next week. Everybody's going to be watching. You've seen even the biggest bulls on Wall Street have come out and basically said, we don't know.
Yeah.
I remember sitting here with you over a year ago. Apple Intelligence was coming, and all of us kind of said they have this runway to get it right. And the first batch didn't look so good. But now we're on to like 3-4 iterations, and it almost feels like they have no confidence. They lost their top researcher.
Exactly.
That's going to be a big one to watch. But I still think
Does it even matter? It's done so poorly. I mean, it feels like NVIDIA or Alphabet or one of these other names would probably matter more. But I take your point.
Well, I think there's a lot of investors that saying, is the selling of Apple, is the pressure overdone? They have 2.4-ish billion, in their moat. Can they get it right? Are people going to defect? Is this going to be the next BlackBerry? Are they going to have a Kodak moment and see everybody run away? I don't think that's going to happen. So Apple has this longer period to get it right. But I think on one end, you've got Google, you've got Meta. Meta's gone all in, $100+ million packages, bringing in the top researchers, taking them away from OpenAI, taking them from Apple. They're doing the right thing. So we really like Meta. We really like Google. On the other end, we see Apple as a big risk. And then, of course, Tesla is one of the...
What's Apple's biggest risk? What's the biggest problem with Apple?
Well, the biggest risk is that they truly do not get this pivot to AI correct. They haven't gotten infrastructure. They don't have their own, stack in terms of their development. They don't have a tool. You've heard a lot of people come out. I came out 6 months ago and said buy Perplexity. And I want to be very clear. Perplexity does not solve all of Apple's AI woes.
Not at all.
It's an intent thing. It's just showing that Apple wants to build a product. Right now, you try to use Siri. And Siri's a mess. I think we've talked about this before on the show. And it wants to take you to OpenAI. What does it say when a company with Apple's balance sheets that spent, $600+ billion on buybacks cannot make the investment, cannot lure in the type of researchers and build the kind of technology that has made it the company that it is today? I think it comes with real risk. But I think it's a lagging risk. With their install base, it's not going to fall apart in the next 12 months. It's just slowly they're going to continue to deprecate down that 7 list. And all of a sudden, instead of being the top on the list, there's $1 trillion in market cap gap between them and NVIDIA now.
They've lost $1 trillion, in market cap basically since December. What would you do with Tesla then? Where do they fall?
Elon is back in founder mode. And here's the thing is on a fundamentals basis, I really struggle with the company. You're going to see a big fall in EPS. You're going to see a big fall in revenue. Their energy business is interesting. All the things he's doing with his, peripheral companies, with SpaceX and XAI, and you start to see a world where all this comes together. And of course, he's not going to say that publicly.
A lot of speculation.
But he's generating hundreds of billions in valuation in these non-Tesla companies. But it's all a big story that comes together. XAI plus Tesla plus SpaceX. It gets really interesting. The valuation is eye-watering. It's really hard to get behind, and it's so much higher than everything else in the Mag 7. But at the same time, if he's back, if he's fully committed, but the investors are so scared of another tweet about the America's Party or him deciding to go on the campaign trail again, and you can see that volatility. So I'm just kind of looking at them out in their own space. You have to have that appetite for discomfort and uncertainty. But the alpha there, the potential, if he says the right thing, does the right thing, is exponential.
Well, Daniel, we appreciate you coming. It's going to be a fun couple of weeks to see how they all do. Daniel Newman of Futurum.
Thank you.